So we've got a fair few Sturbay babies in here. Sturbay baby Corydoras. There's got to be at least 50 or 50 plus in here, I think. And they are growing out really, really well. I really want to move them into a bigger tank, and that's just part of the reason why I'm running out of space. You know, I've got everything breeding at the moment and just running out of bigger tanks for them to grow out into. So trying to do my best at rapidly getting bigger tanks into the fish room. It's sort of like a slow progress. I'm trying to speed it up as quickly as I can, but I also want to make sure I do it right. So once I've got a bigger tank for these guys, they're going to come out, but I'm also thinking in the meantime just to split them up into like half of them and put one half in another tank just to sort of speed them up in the growing progress. So very excited, lots and lots and lots of baby Sturbay Corys, and yeah, quite a success I think with baby Sturbay Corydoras, and it's been a very little fun project. So being very excited to watch these guys grow up, and it'll be exciting even more once I get to take them into the fish shop to sell. Our L397s have really been caving up a lot lately, and they're looking nice, and they're getting a nice big size to them as well. There's a couple in here, I think in the back, that are absolutely starting to get huge. These ones are the smaller ones, I'm pretty sure, so they're all caving up a lot lately. So fingers crossed, with any luck, I'll hopefully trigger them to lay some eggs, and would be nice if we can get some baby L397 plecos going as well. Alright, so we got this tank, the one that we set up in my last video, so if you haven't watched that video, go and watch that video. But it's been a week now, and these guys are just loving having a substrate and a planted tank. The rainbows in particular, they're hiding behind the spawning mob right now. This is in the morning, I'm in there, and as you can see, the males are just looking stunning with that red. There's one right there, just showed off for us. This one to the left of us is actually the female. She's probably already laid her eggs already into this mop this morning, but the males will continue to be like this for the next, at least probably maybe another hour. But some of the colour, I just really, really appreciate rainbow fish with the colour of them. They just look absolutely amazing. That nice black line straight down the middle of them with the red on either side, just really, really nice coloured fish. The Goyder River Rainbow has got to be one of my up there and one of my favourites. But other than that, we've got the red koi angels. These guys are looking really, really nice. They're really starting to get the orange/red tone come through on them now. So hopefully that just goes all the way through their body. And down here we've got our longfin bristlenose, also loving life. So there's a fair few of them around here. There's about 7 of them in this tank. Like I said, I've already got a spawn out of these guys, so we've got about 30 of the babies in the fry tray system still. And hopefully, we'll get a few more out of this, because this boy down here has got some bristles on him, as you can see. And there's a big female, I think, over there, yeah. That one over there, I'm pretty sure is a female. So this tank is really, really starting to look nice. Just got to wait for the plants to grow in. We've got the Anubias on the wood over here. We've got a crypt over in the back. We had a crypt planted here, it's come out. We've got some Java fern over here. It was supposed to be on the wood over there, but I'm guessing the bristlenose and the flow has moved it. And over the back we've got, I can't remember what the name of this plant is, a stem plant, that's for sure. But hopefully that'll just grow out and make this tank just look mature and settled in. So that's kind of what's going on in this tank, as you can see. Full of life and full of colour. And we'll go on to the next tank. Just the quickest little update on the super red bristlenose. They are just getting bigger and bigger every week, and that colour is just starting to come through much, much nicer. So this one up here on the top, he is getting a really deep orange red come through on him. He's a nice male, I think, because he's starting to get a fair few bristles on the front of his face there. But I'm more just impressed with the colour that's starting to come out on them. You can definitely tell the younger ones, unfortunately, just don't have that colour starting to come on them just yet. But as they get older, they definitely start, oh, where'd he go? Definitely start turning that nice, deep orange colour. Definitely not just your standard albino bristlenose. So when they're young, it's sort of hard to tell the difference, but definitely when they get to like this size, you can tell that's like a super red, not an albino. So really, really excited to see these guys grow out and just watch the colony grow, and hopefully we can start just pumping out super red bristlenose babies. Just another fish that we're trying to breed at the moment. So fair few different fish and different types of species of fish trying to breed at the moment. So always in for that diversity in the fish room. But that's pretty much what's going on in this tank, and yeah, we'll move on to the next tank. Alright, these Bosmanis are looking meaty, and I tell you, they haven't got their colours turned on right now, but they did have their colours turned on earlier, and I really should have filmed it because they were looking amazing. So we moved our little female ram into this tank as well. She's pretty harmless. She'll have a go every now and then, but nothing's going to really have a go at her. So she's just going to grow out nicely in here. And we've got the Siamese algae eater sort of going, doing his job, keeping up the algae, making sure it doesn't grow on anything. And basically we're going to put a mop in here as well for the Bosmanis, because I just pulled a mop from them. I don't think there's huge amounts of eggs in there, but I'll quickly show you the mop and we'll see. But they don't think there's a huge amount of eggs in it, but I'm just going to pull it anyway and see, because if I can just have a few survive, I'll be very happy. But I think I'm going to make a bit bigger mop and put another one in here and leave it in there for a little bit longer and see if we can get more baby Bosmani rainbows out of it. Again, another rainbow fish in the fish room, but just really cool. One of my favourite rainbow fish is the Bosmani rainbow. And then we've got our royal whiptails somewhere in here as well. There's 3 of them. Here's one down the front just here. So, if you don't know what a royal whiptail is, that is a royal whiptail, and they're called royal whiptails because, if I can see his tail, it is like shaped like 2 whips at the end. So, really cool fish. They get quite big, but their body doesn't get quite big. Their tail gets massive. So, really cool fish. Again, there's another one here, showing off the tail a bit more there. So, as you can see, it sort of just splits off into like 2 whip-like pieces. And the body of him is actually quite small compared to where his tail starts, just there behind his back top fin. So I've also got the long fin cories in here as well. I'm going to pull them out of here and replace them with my normal albino cories. So I put the normal albino cories into this tank because this tank's kind of like a display tank. And now that I've got my long fin cories, I'm kind of more interested in breeding the long fin albino cories than just my normal albino cories. So I'm going to pull these ones out of here and put them into a smaller tank by themselves so they can breed, and hopefully nothing else eats the eggs and stuff. And I can just condition them a bit more to breed as well. So do a complete switch, and hopefully within like a couple of weeks or a month, I'll have these longfin cories pumping even more eggs out. So that's kind of what's going on in this tank, and we'll move on to the next tank. Alright, down in this tank we've got our baby blue angels that aren't really babies anymore. They're actually getting quite big. And I did take some this week, a few days ago, into Paul's Aquariums, and basically took in 7 of them at this size. So if you're local to Paul's Aquariums, local to Brisbane, and you want some blue angel fish, head in down there and get some, because there is only 7, and I kept 6 myself. So a really small spawn from the original spawn, but I'm going to use these guys as my future breeders. And hopefully we'll get some bigger spawns out of these guys rather than the first original adults. Hopefully with these guys they'll just be a nicer batch, and we'll use these guys, our F1s, to make some F2s. But yeah, that's just what's going on in this tank. We've also got our peppermint bristlenose down in here as well. There's one here underneath the cave. There's another one over there. There is some over in here. If I zoom in, there's some behind the filter over there as well. Typical. And I've just got a piece of zucchini in here for them at the moment, so they're going to love that as soon as I go away and when they come out. And yeah, the angels are just doing really well. But yeah, that's just quickly what's going on in here. Alright, down in this tank we've moved the baby Goyder River rainbows, and so we've put them down into the big 3-foot tank. And as you can see, we've got a decent amount going here. So I'm just, you know, I could probably take them into the fish shop now, but I just want to grow them out just that little bit more, just to try and get that little bit more colour come through on them for the people that are going to buy them. So actually you can see, oh, that spooked him a bit. You can see they're starting to get the red appear near their black lines in the middle of their body. I do have the one lone crimson spotted rainbow baby in here as well. He was actually the first rainbow fish I'd ever bred before, and so he's sort of special. So he's not being sold, I'm going to keep him, and I've got more crimson spot rainbow adults in another tank outside the fish room. But yeah, these baby Goyder River rainbows have just been really exciting to grow out, and there's plenty more to come. There's like even more than this, a bit smaller than these guys, in another tank that I've just moved as well. So we've moved a fair bit of fish. There's probably at least, I think, maybe like 50 plus in here as well. So these guys probably maybe a week or 2 out from being able to be taken to the fish shop, and be very exciting once that happens. So, baby Goyder River rainbows in this tank, and then we've also put some baby bristlenose in the bottom as well. So we got a nice big piece of zucchini in here, and this is only some of them. There's like probably maybe I think like 30, 40 baby bristlenose in here. There's one just here, there's two just here. They're everywhere in here. They're on the log, they're under the spilters, they're under the rocks, they're on the zucchini. So there's like heaps of them growing out in here as well. So basically it's just been really nice to get this tank up and running. We've already started utilizing it as a nice grow out tank, and that'll just help these Goyder River rainbows get up to a bit bigger size before I go into the shop. So this is the latest batch of Goyder River rainbow babies. So this is the other batch that I was just talking about. So there's a lot more in this batch that you know, I've got managed to get past the sort of danger point. Once they sort of get to like eating baby brine shrimp, you're pretty much in the safe spot. But those first couple of weeks, they're just so small, they're just too small to eat baby brine shrimp. So small powder or like really micro sort of worms or any sort of micro food is going to help at the start. But once you get them onto like sort of bigger foods, it's usually not too bad. Just good water quality, nice clean water, and making sure they're like just constantly being fed. And they're going to grow up pretty quickly for you, I've realised. So nice big tank to help them grow out in as well. Not too big, so they don't have to find the food too much, but you know, as they get bigger, you sort of want to move them out and sort of put them in bigger tanks, just like sort of any baby fish. And basically these guys are just growing up really well. It's hard to get a nice sort of clean sort of focus on these because there's just so many of them here moving around. But I reckon there's probably at least maybe even 100 in here. And we've got the longfin panda cories down in here and as well down in the bottom. So these guys are growing out really well. They're getting chunky and just getting well fed and just growing them out. So I want to breed these guys one day as well. Once they get a bit bigger size, I'm going to start really conditioning them to hopefully lay, and we'll get some longfin panda cories going as well, because that'll be an exciting little fish to start breeding. But yeah, that's what's going on in this tank. Just heaps and heaps of baby Goyder River rainbows, and yeah, just the fish room is just going crazy with how many baby fish we've got going at the moment. So just been really happy with the fish room, and it's just sort of evolving every week at the moment, it feels. So I'm sort of going to wrap it up here, guys, because it's going to be a long video again. But if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I want to know from you guys in the comments, let me know, what do you guys want to see more of? Like, what do you guys want to see me make more videos of? Do you guys enjoy these kind of videos where I'm sort of showing you like the progress of what I'm doing? Or do you guys want to see more like, you know, top 5 this or top 5 that? Or just let me know in the comments what you guys want to see more of, and I'll try my best to make some videos about it. And with that, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you've enjoyed this video. And like always, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.